Hey Blondie, how's it going? I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, so apologies. I've just been super duper busy. There's a lot going on. I'll have more free time now moving forward, but there's just been a lot going on. There's a lot going on here, there's a lot going on there. Look, this is my indoor netball t-shirt from about 10 years ago. My best friend Mihi invited me to play indoor netball with her and her family, and we made shirts. And I'm pretty adamantly sure that everybody has thrown theirs away, but no, I kept mine. Here it is. It's like made with spray paint. And I'm number 32. Number 32, bitch. Number 32. 32. Hey. Don't ask me why. I just kind of like that number. It rings off the tongue nicely. 32. But yeah. Okay, let me tell you something about my clothing. Every piece of clothing that I have means something to me. Clothing is like magic. It all means something to me. I'm not one of those people that has like, I do actually have a lot of clothes. The issue is that they're all in storage in New York. So sometimes I get a bit bummed. I need to go back and like get all my clothes. But everything, that's beside the point. Everything I have is like nostalgic or has like some kind of like, you know what I'm saying? This I use mostly now as like a pajama top. Although I have been known to play in it just to kind of, you know, get that old feeling vibe. You know what I'm saying? Get that little kind of like, 2015 throwback moment. Yes. Let me get caffeinated. So that I can get into what's going on. I can't talk about what I've been up to because you should never talk about your plans before they happen. Okay? What I can tell you is that I'm busy, and all will be revealed around December 19th. Just a little bit before Christmas. I'll be able to tell you guys what's been going on. But for right now, we can't because I know I got some jealous bitches out there with them evil eyes trying to... Don't get me started. I'm harmless, at least so I think, but no, people be preying on my downfall. You know, I know who you are. Let's not give them too much attention. Because it gives it power. No, we don't do that. But yeah, I want to talk about it so bad, but I can't. I gotta wait. But I know you're probably thinking like, who would hate me, right? Like, who would hate me? Who would hate me enough to like thwart my plans or whatever? Well, I'm gonna sip my coffee and then say something. I'm a pretty polarizing person. And I don't mean to be. I'm not like trying to be. I'm just being myself. But polarizing, how to say? You either love me or you hate me. Like, there's no real in between with me. People are either like absolutely obsessively loving and like, or they're obsessively hating. I just don't, there's no in between, but either way, you'll be thinking a lot about me. Because I wouldn't say like, I'm not influential, babe. No, I'm impactful. There's a difference. Don't you ever call me an influencer. I am an impactful person, okay? There's a difference. What I say, this is what it is. I speak from the heart, and I speak from experience, and I speak because I know how the world works. You know what I'm saying? I've been around this a long time. I've seen some shit. And despite all of that, I'm very, like, you know, mostly down to earth, but I'm very, like, I know how the world works. I've seen a lot of shit, and I just tell it like it is. I ain't got the time to sugarcoat. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at, like, asking, confronting things in a roundabout way. It's the Libra rising coming out. But yeah, I just, like, I elicit a very strong response. Yeah. I was not brought here to be fair weather babe. I was not brought here to be the in-between. I was brought here to be loved or hated. And I know, like, astrologically speaking, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. We'll get to astrology in a minute, but okay, so how do I break it down? I got 3 big planets in the first house, all in Scorpio. We're about to get into Scorpio season. We're in Libra season right now, but we're getting into Scorpio. Scorpio is the most intense star sign in the entire zodiac wheel. The most intense, like, because it's all about death, rebirth, regeneration. Like, it's very, like, a bit, like, destructive too. Like, Scorpios are the most destructive. It's very punk. Think what happens in that season. I mean, astrology is very northern hemisphere centric, so our seasons are opposite. But Scorpios, it happens when all the leaves fall off the tree, right? It happens when nature begins to shut down and needs to go inward and start to regrow. So Scorpios, every single body part is represented by a zodiac sign. So Aries, the head, right? Gemini, hands. Sagittarius, thighs. Aquarius, calves. Scorpio is the reproductive organs. And the rectum. Like, yeah. I'm just gonna sit while we let that marinate. Scorpios rule the reproductive system and, like, literally the rectum. So that entire, like, all down there, that is Scorpio. Survival, right? You spread your genetics using that stuff to survive. So Scorpio is, it's the, of my opinion, the most intense sign in the zodiac. I associate it with black. I associate it with death. But I also associate it with regeneration and rebirth. Anyway, I'm repeating myself. So there's all of that going on in Scorpio. Very intense. And then the first house is how you show up in the world. It's how people see you. It's your first impression. It's what people, does that make sense? So Scorpio, which is also very secretive. Scorpios are very secretive. Yeah, they like this. It's the sign of like kind of like hiding things, but also like investigating things, unearthing things. Scorpio think like crimes of passion, you know, when like a wife has decided to like, her husband's cheating, and then she decides to kill her husband, kill the mistress, and kill herself. Like, it's that, it's a law. It's very dark, it's a law, but there's that, it's destructive, right? And then what's on the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus, right? So the zodiac, when they sit opposites, they represent the opposite. So Taurus is all about building things. Taurus like to build things. My best friend Shanta is a Taurus. She's an architect. She builds things. Baby boy, my crush, he's building a career. They build, right? Scorpio destroys, but there's a purpose behind it, because you come in and you burn everything to the ground, and then that way you can rebuild. That's the point of Scorpio, is to, right? But it's our deepest, darkest desires that Scorpio related to down there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it rules down there. So that's the first house, how you show up. Scorpio, very intense, very sexual, very death-driven, very unearthing, investigating, secret societies, Scorpio, big Scorpio energy. So when you have 3 planets in Scorpio in the first house, come on, you're gonna get a response. You're gonna get a response. Whether it's positive or negative, you'll get one. You're gonna get one. And then what those planets are is even more important. So my planets in the first house, Mars, the planet of sex and aggression. Lilith, the planet of dark feminine energy. Not an area, a placement of dark feminine energy. And then Pluto, the planet of death, destruction, and rebirth, right? That's a lot. Like, that's a lot. In my first house, so when you see me, I give off a very intensive energy. I'm doing something right now where I have to look at people a lot. I have to look at one particular person a lot. And you can probably figure out what I'm doing. Anyway, it's not important. But I sit there and I'm like, you know, and I can see that the way that I look at people is unnerving. I can feel them feel like, so, because I see right through you, bro. Like, I see through you. I don't see you, I see through you. And like, yeah. So, as you can imagine, Mars, sex and aggression. My crush also has Mars in the first house. It's giving very athletic, but like upon first impression, you're already seeing sex and aggression. That's why he doesn't see it, because he's also got Neptune in the first house. So he doesn't really see himself. I'm not going to tell you all of his secrets, but that's also very big. That's a separate conversation, but he doesn't see himself, but like Mars, like he's sexy, he's so sexy. Like, he kind of sees it maybe a little bit, but I get the general sense that he doesn't understand how attractive he is, and he never will, because he's got Neptune in the first house. He doesn't really see himself. Mars in the first house, okay, your sex upon sight. Sex, you elicit a response of warfare, right? That's like number one. Like Lilith, dark feminine energy, destructive dark feminine energy on sight. Like, we all have a Lilith placement. We all do, even men, okay? Men have dark feminine energy, okay? Whether they're tapped into it or not is a separate conversation. But that's like, Lilith is, in folklore, when God created Adam and Eve, God first created Adam and Lilith, both from the soil, right? That's the legend. Adam came up from the soil, Lilith came up from the soil, right? God then told Lilith, you need to procreate with Adam, okay? You need to procreate with him so that we can populate the earth. Lilith said, no, I'm not doing that. Why do I want to do that? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. So Lilith is like, she's rebellious. She's not, you know, Eve is made from the rib of Adam, right? She's a byproduct of Adam in the sort of folklore sense. Feminists, don't get mad at me. This is just for storytelling's sake. She was of the rib of Adam, right? Lilith is not like Eve. Lilith was created of her own independence. She was created from the soil herself. So she's rebellious. She's like destructive feminine energy. She's like, just doesn't like to do as she's told. Lilith is us as humans on our lowest frequency, right? We do a lot of comparisons between Lilith and Venus. Venus is the planet of love, women, procreation, families. Venus, love. Lilith is the opposite of that. Lilith is like death, destruction, pitting people against each other. Like, it's the Jezebel spirit. It's the Delilah spirit. It is the humanity at its most destructive, at its most impulsive. When you get really, 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 really angry, think Lilith. Also, think Mars. But Lilith will want you to destroy everything. She's that kind of spirit. And it walks in all of us. It's in all of us, babe. We all have a Lilith. We all have a Lilith. It's just mine is like visible upon first sight, right? It's crazy. It's a crazy energy to have. And then I have Pluto, which is probably the part of my star chart that's the most polarizing. Pluto is the planet that moves very slow. It changes once every 12 to 15 years, right? And it's the planet of death, destruction, and rebirth. It's... Pluto is like... It's kind of a blind spot. It's dark. Yeah. So when you have all of that going on in your star chart and then you meet people for the first time, it's a lot. People who are comfortable with their darkness, people who are comfortable with the uncomfortable will really like me. They will be obsessed with me, and you know, they will really enjoy my company. People who suppress a lot of their desires and their dark side, because like desires can be quite dark. They're not all positive. We can have dark desires. And my energy on first impression elicits that response. Yeah. So I can, that's what I mean when I say that I see through people. I see through them. I don't see them, I see through them. Because, yeah. Scorpio unearthing, bringing those things to light, taking that darkness and like stirring it up. And then you've got, you know, Mars, fucking, you know, Lilith, Pluto, like stirring it up upon first sight. So that's the polarizing part. That's why people either obsessed and they're like, oh my gosh, you're amazing, like great, cool, I want to know what you're thinking all the time. Or it's like, get away from me. What you're stirring up in me is not something that I'm ready to confront yet. So I hate you, I don't like you, I don't want to listen to you, and I want you to go away. Yeah. That's the polarity of the response that I elicit from people. And it's good to know this. It's good to know how people see you, so that way you can kind of navigate it quite quick. But when I'm sitting there and I'm staring at a person talking to me, I can't control how my face looks. That's just what my face looks like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control that. Nor do I want to. Do I really want to? Nor do I want to. So, yeah. Heading into Scorpio season is a lot. And then I have a Libra rising, which is amazing. If I had been a Scorpio rising, dude, I would have been out of control. I would have been out of control. 100%. 110%. Anyway, all this to say, that's why I don't tell people what I'm up to and what I'm doing. Yeah, that's why I'm like pretty secretive about it. Because those people that like, yeah. There's a real weird thing going on right now. It has been a long time for me. I think maybe because I kind of like, I don't know. I don't find trouble. Trouble finds me. Okay? I don't go looking for trouble. Trouble just seems to always find me. Maybe one day We'll tell those stories. Maybe we won't, but astrology, innit? It's just astrology. I need to get to the gym. I need to get on with my day. I need to clean my house. But yeah, that's it. And when people don't like me, I've learned to accept that most of the time I'm not always doing something wrong. If I am, I accept it. I'm like, oh, I probably could have handled that better. But by and large, it's mostly whatever they've got going on. I'm stirring something up that they're uncomfortable with, and then they're projecting that onto me. Yeah, so I've come very good at, you know, distinguishing between energies and being like, oh, is this about me? Oh, it's not about me? Oh, okay, cool. I can, like, whatever. I can deal with it. But all will be revealed, babes. All will be revealed. I will for sure keep you guys in the loop, and I don't know what the purpose of this channel is. Just kind of just share my thoughts and feelings. I just sometimes wonder, like, do I really want to grow in this, like, current social media age right now? I don't think so. No. I don't know if that ship has sailed necessarily. I feel really weird about where the world is at right now. And it's complicated, but there's like a lot of things being controlled in the world. And these things that are being controlled are like not they're not things that are controllable. Yeah. That sounds really dumb, and I guess in many ways it is. What am I trying to say? It's all rigged. It's all rigged, babes. It's all rigged. That's how I think. It's probably not a healthy way to think, but let me just put it to you this way. During the current US administration's time, I just feel like, I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed, it's felt really different. It's felt really different. And I know why that is. Because between 2016 to 2020, during the first round, I'm not even going to say his name, but the first round of the administration, we saw a lot of things on traditional media. So think magazines, TV news, traditional media, radio, newspapers, magazines, like all of that print media, all of the traditional media was pretty I'll say his name. They were pretty anti-Trump, very anti-Trump. And it wasn't just traditional media, it was also social media. Social media was also very anti-Trump. There was just a huge anti-Trump sentiment that was constantly going viral. Flash forward now, it's 2025, 2024, 2025. So how many months into this administration? 8-9 months into this administration, 8 and some change. It doesn't feel the same. And a lot of that is because of social media. It's because of social media. Like, they control a lot more of our moods and our capacity, and they control a lot of what we see. And I say that being a person who has studied this as my degree. I have a degree in telecommunication and media studies. So I'm not coming from a place of bullshit. Like, I'm coming from a place of like knowing what I'm talking about. And I've also lived in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is like technology central. It's got Facebook, it's got Twitter, it's got Square, it's got Roblox, it's got like Facebook, Meta, everything is in Silicon Valley in Northern California. So I lived there. I was amongst it. I saw these people. I interacted with them on the daily. So like, I know how they think. And I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm not saying they're good people. I'm just saying I know these people. I know people and I know these people. You know, I got all of that Scorpio first house placements that make me figure people out real fucking quick. Anyway, all this to say, I think that the reason why it feels very different is because traditional media is still very anti-Trump, and social media has cooled their jets off substantially. Like, social media, does that make sense? Like, social media, I'm not seeing as much anti-Trump rhetoric as I was between 2016 and 2020. 2016, 2020, lots of like traditional media, social media hating Trump. Now, traditional media hate Trump, but social media, we're not even seeing it. Like, we're not even seeing it. For better or for worse, it's like dependent on your picture. Like, I'm very apolitical. I call it like it is. Okay? They control everything. They control who gets seen, who gets famous, who gets traction, who gets this, and then they control who doesn't. Yeah. They control who doesn't. And social media, I would argue, is even more powerful in this day and age. Yeah, we've gone digital now, babe. Like, traditional media still has that kind of small stamp of approval, but from like less and less and less and less people. I've worked in TV news stations. I've worked with magazines. Like, I have a background in both of these fields on both ends of the spectrum. Like, I've been in newsrooms. I've been a publicist pitching to news people. Like, so I see both sides. And it's interesting, like, as the world of celebrity has kind of developed, back in the day, the magazines and the media and like the traditional media, they really needed celebrities. And celebrities really needed traditional media, because how else were you going to promote your album, promote your book, promote your whatever? Like, how else are you going to do it? Because there was no social media. Now, any celebrity or like public figure, they really don't have to go through, traditional media. I don't need traditional media needs celebrities. They need people to write about. They need the stories. The people that are newsworthy, they don't really need traditional media. They just don't. They really, 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 really don't. It's helpful, but it's not. We're moving away from that. And I think this is like, if you start to think about it in this kind of way, that's why, like, when was the last time, like, I remember growing up with like so many fags on my screen, like, and I say the term of endearment as a fag myself, but like the Tyler Oakleys, the Kingsleys, the Miles J's, like the 5 Awesome Gays, like, you saw like a lot of that. And that was like really important for me growing up, like, to see other gay people on YouTube, which was great. It like connected and normalized. But I think that those girls have all fallen by the wayside. Like, where are they now? And I don't say that to be shady, but I think they would agree too. Like, they used to get a lot of traction. Now they don't. And I don't think much changed in the way of like their personalities, how they created. Maybe the world changed. Perhaps the world changed. But I'm very dubious of these companies, because I really think that if they like you and they like what you're about, then they're going to push you to the front of that algorithm each and every time. If they don't like you, you're not going to get out there. They're not going to push you out there. Even when you've been the one telling them that they're in the wrong and that they're not doing things, do you know what I'm saying? I'm vindicated to know that all of this time later, I was right. They'll never admit that. The hubris and the ego is way too big to admit that. But I was right. I knew we were getting censored left, right, and center. I knew that, like, and I don't like that, but you just kind of work within the parameters of what you got these days, like. But I know that they don't like me. Yeah. If I'm eliciting a response in them, it's not a positive one. It's not a positive one. And that's cool. That's fine. Like, there are other avenues to get yourself out there, you know, and you got to keep trying. I've just been real busy. But, yeah, weird things have been going on. And let me tell you this. I'll just wrap it up with this because it's a long video already. But, like, I was like, you know, I filmed my crush. I have a tradition of like showing him going out onto the court, and then I take a photo of his face with the winning smile and all of that good stuff. I always do that. That's what I do. It's my thing. So I did that, and I got a copyright strike, right? So the APT media manager complained. Don't know how they got my thing. Maybe it's AI. It's probably AI. You know, they're like picking up on a logo or something and it's flagging the system. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, let me just go delete that. But let me like check on the notification. Does that make sense? I checked the notification, and down the notification came this like list of like all of the copyright strikes that my account has had. Right? So all of the things that have been flagged in the system that my account should not have, whether it's like music that I haven't been given permission to use, or whether it's content that is, let's say, controversial, or like, you know, and they're not even that controversial, but anyway, basically, I went down that list. I'd never seen this list before in my life, right? And I have like all of the like influence, because I have over 10,000 followers. I have like all of like the influencer tools, which I'm sure when you get more followers, you're privy to more tools. And does that make sense? I don't get a lot of that. I don't get a lot of that. I just get, you know what I'm saying? Like under your like influencer insights, you should get your copy strikes, but it hasn't been in there. This was something completely new and completely separate that I had never seen before in my life. And as I was scrolling down all of my copyright strikes, they were collecting for the past 5 years. There were things that I was copyright stricken for that were all dating all the way back to 2020, 5 years ago. And then there were ones that went all the way back to like 2018, 2019. Like there were ones that had just been building and accumulating. And I just kind of was like, oh, this is how they do it. This is how they like can silence you without really silencing you. Because I didn't do anything wrong with my account. I'm not stupid. I studied telecommunication and media studies. I know what not to do to get kicked off the platform. But because they can't kick me off the platform because I haven't done anything wrong, they will just heavily, very heavily bring it on down. Like I will not be able to get any of my stuff out there. And that's been going on for 6, 7, 8 years now. Like it's been going on for a very long time. It maybe shifted in 2018 was when I started seeing a lot of changes to my account. Don't really know why. Have never really gotten an explanation. So Facebook, Meta, Instagram, if you ever want to have a conversation about it, I'm open. I'm not I'm not that kind of guy. I'm let's figure this out. I believe in diplomacy. I'm a Libra rising. But yeah, it was very, very weird. Very weird. That all happened. And I don't know. One of the stuff that was controversial that I posted was from 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And I encouraged people to read multiple news sources, and I think I posted the Epic Times being if you want to get two sides to the story, yes, you can read CNN. Yes, you can read, NBC News, ABC News, whatever, but also read the other side. Like, watch Epoch Time, like read Epoch Times, EPOCH. Yes, it's conservative leaning, but it is the other side, and that got copyright stricken. The fact that I was encouraging people to do their own research and think for themselves, that was like, I think one of the biggest no-nos I did. And I don't think that was against any rules or regulations. I just think of what we were going through at that time globally, right? Was very much like the threshold of what your account could say. It was very, 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 very strict. It was too strict. And you have to wonder, like, what kind of organization flags content that encourages people to educate themselves on issues and to do their own reading and to see things from different perspectives. And maybe what they've seemed to be doing, I'll wrap up with this, what the social media companies seem to be doing is blaming the former administration. They're blaming Biden. They're just like, well, we were dictated to. Yeah, I can see that. I can see you probably wanted to have a good relationship with the executive branch of the US government so that you can have a positive economic environment for your apps to thrive, right? But you're a private company and you can do whatever you want. You're not beholden to their regulatory actions. You can do whatever you want. And the fact that, yeah, let's just leave it there. You're a private company, you can do whatever you want. You thought you could earn brownie points by, appealing to a president that really just hated you. I mean, honestly, like, Biden had a lot of contempt for the social media companies. Yeah, and he did a lot of things that were really bad for the economic development. Yeah. And it's really interesting to see all of the tech giants sitting around a table with Donald Trump and, like, thanking him for creating an economic environment that allows their businesses to thrive. I find that really interesting. And then the way that has changed the way which we see that type of news is also very interesting. But you see, when I say it and I explain it, that's what they don't like. They want you in the dark. They don't want you thinking about these things. They don't want you connecting the dots. They want you to go to your job, do your work, come home, eat, sleep, wake up, go to your job. That's what they want. But I'm a person that steps back and takes a look at the whole picture and I dissect it and I figure it out and I ask questions and I look at things. I'm like, something's not quite right here. Something's not quite right. Something's off. It's an analytical mind, and you need people like that. But yeah, this is why they don't like me, because I'm like, I can see what you're doing. I see through you. And I see what you do. And you don't want me talking about it, but we're going to talk about it. I mean, you're subject to scrutiny when you are that big, and you got to handle it, bro. You can't just silence people. You got to handle the criticism. How do you think athletes become if an athlete just silenced all of the criticism that their coach is giving them, do you think that athlete's going to be very good? No. That athlete's not going to be very good because they're silencing the things that they need to be better. I think 10 steps ahead, holistically, bird's eye view. That's me. That's how I see it. These bitches, especially the fucking social media bitches, they really just be doing like haphazard, like right now, we're in this moment, what do I do? They're not thinking like, well, the administration could change in 4 years, so maybe you don't want to piss off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not approaching it with any kind of logical reasoning. And a lot of that's because there's a lot of different reasons for that. I'm not going to get into it, but let's just say people in the Bay Area love to take drugs. They love to take drugs. And when you take drugs and you're not thinking properly, you're acting haphazardly. And that's pharmaceutical drugs. That's like street drugs. It doesn't matter. Like, they're not thinking properly. They're not planning ahead. It's like, It's like a short-term gain and it fucks everything up in the long term. The last example that I'll use, think about the bot farms, bro. Those social media bitches were completely complicit, allowing the bot farms to thrive. Allowing them to thrive. Why? Why would they want a bunch of fucking bots on their apps? Why would they allow that to happen? Let me tell you why. Because they are all interested in growth. That's all these social media companies care about. Growth, 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 growth. How can we grow? More users, more data, more that, more this, more users, more data, more that, more this, more users, more data, more that. We need more people, more people, more people. When the bots started coming out and people all the way out and wherever the fuck they are, don't know, I don't want to start accusing countries, but there are bot farms out there where they get hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of phones, plug them in and make them operate as if they are a human being, right? And then they're not really accounts run by real people. They're accounts run by foreign companies, foreign entities, like America's enemies, basically. Enemies of the West, basically. And what they do is they just like a bunch of things. They understand the algorithm. They understand how to game it and to control it. And they just make things go viral. Have you ever looked at your phone and been like, why am I seeing this? Like, what is this? Why am I seeing this? This is weird. It's probably because a bot farm has placed it in front of your eyes, right? So on one hand, it's like, yeah, their responsibility is to safeguard their product, to make sure their product stays good. But when you can go to those shareholder meetings and you got all these, you've seen like millions of accounts have joined Facebook, millions of accounts have joined Twitter, millions of accounts have joined Instagram. Your shareholders don't know the difference between a real account and a fucking fake one, bro. They don't know the difference. They don't know the difference. They don't care about the difference. All they want to see is growth. So that's why they didn't attack the bot farms. That's why they allowed them to prosper and grow, because they can go to their fucking shareholder meetings and say, we got 5% growth over the last quarter. We got a 5% growth. And it's like, never mind the fact that those accounts aren't fucking real, and now you've diluted your product. Your product's turned to shit because it's full of bots. See, goes back to that thing of like, you bitches aren't thinking ahead. You're thinking in that moment. It's going to be really great in the quarter of 2020, third quarter, to tell our investors that we've seen growth. Never mind the fact that the growth is not real. Use your brain. Aren't y'all bitches supposed to be smarter than me? Aren't you supposed to be smarter than me? You're not smarter than me at all. And the way that you move shows that you're not smarter than me, because you will take a short-term gain to fuck over your product in the future. And that's what we're seeing now. That's what we're seeing. That's why social media is shit. That is why social media is shit, bro. But God forbid I say something. God forbid I say what we're all subconsciously knowing and thinking, but not verbalizing. Why? Because we don't have proof, bro. We ain't got proof. And you need proof, you need evidence to show these things. I've just got very good intuition. I see y'all bitches. I see y'all. It's all my first house Scorpio placements. I know exactly how you bitches move. And you don't like that I see it. And you don't like that I call it out. You just want us to pretend like everything you do is amazing and everything you do is great. It's not. A lot of what we're seeing now in the world is because you bitches were complicit in allowing it to happen. You should have done the right thing in the beginning. And now what have we got? We've got shitty apps full of shitty bots pulling us into like shitty content. Your content and your media companies, social media companies, they fucking suck now, bro. They fucking suck. Like, no one even knows what to do anymore. The algorithm's jacked up. It's just like mad whack. I mean, I still use it because it's enjoyable. And I think, but I do often, more often than I ever have before, sat and thought like, why? Why am I on here, bro? Like, anyway, this is a 45-minute video. But yeah, like, they be out here really trying to silence me. They really be out here because for this, and this video right here is the very reason. And I know a lot of people are going to watch this video and be like, he's right. He's right. We really fucked up our product and we diluted it by acting so haphazard in the moment, And then a bunch of people are going to be pissed off because I called it like I saw it. And they're going to be like, how dare he hasn't got no evidence. It's like, bro, I don't need evidence. I know. We can see it, bro. We can see it. We can feel it. I'm a human being, okay? I'm not a scientist, so... And when you connect the dots yourself, you'll see I'm right. You'll see I'm right. This is why people hate me. This video right here is why people hate me. People either obsessed with me because I'm opening their eyes and showing them the truth, and they're like, oh, I understand what he's saying. Or they're like, fuck that guy. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? In due time, I'm always proven right. In due time, time will tell, bro. I'm a fucking prophet, bro. Like, I'm telling you, go back to that video. Like, I'm like Cassandra. Like, I see it all, bro. I can, and I've got very good predictive programming. Once I know how you think and once I see through you, I can like, it's like a game of chess. I know exactly what you're gonna do next, bro. I'm a valuable asset for anybody to have in their corner because I'm a very formidable enemy. Very formidable, okay? So you don't want to fuck me over and you don't want to be a bitch to me. You don't want to be a bitch to me. You want me to be your friend because I'm very, 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 very powerful. Very powerful. So use that power. Use that power to help you. Your ego wants to reject it and get angry and be like, fuck this guy. He's right, but I fucking hate him anyway because he's blah, 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 he's showing off. He's blah, blah, blah. No. Use what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. And then act accordingly so that you can be the best version of yourself. If you don't want to be the best version of yourself, don't come around me. Don't watch my videos. Do not come around me. I'm only interested in excellence and being the best version of myself or the best version of what something can be. I'm not interested in sugarcoating your baby ego so that you can feel better about yourself. That's not me. That's not me. Go visit any one of these other creators. Go over there. Go over there. That's not me. Y'all bitches need the truth. Because what does it say in the Bible, bitch? Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John, chapter 8, verse 32, bitch. My favorite Bible quote. And I live by that. I fucking live by that, bro. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. If you want to run away from the truth, go right ahead. You just reject it and think that no one can see it, go right ahead. But let me tell you right now, people fucking see it. We fucking see you. So don't sit there and think that like you can silence enough of us. Bro, we see you. And there are more of us than there are of you. Okay? There are more of us than there are of you. Don't you forget that. Social media, what's the word? Social. People. People make your apps. We don't like your fucking apps, we'll get off of them. And all you're gonna have are bots. And that's actually probably what's happening right now. So go to your little shareholder meeting and tell them the fucking truth and eat it. Eat it. Eat your lies. Now you've told so many of you go to eat your lie. Eat your lie up. Eat your lie. Enough. I'm getting psycho. Oh my god. First house Scorpio really came out today. Last couple of minutes, CRUSHWATCH. Baby boy. Congratulations on an amazing season so far, but especially an amazing American swing, because I just think back of where we were a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, where were we a year ago? Not in a great place, right? Things didn't do so well a year ago. Cincinnati, US Open, not ideal. But then what happened? What happened? Baby, we bounced back. We bounced back and we won it all. We won it all. We won it all. We won Cincinnati. We won the US. Like, we won it all. We won it all. So I'm always amazed at your ability to turn disappointment and hardship into success and gold. Like, I'm so in awe of your ability to do that. And I know that comes from going in and being very honest with yourself. I can see you're a very honest person. And I can see that you've surrounded yourself with very honest people as well. So congratulations to you. And more importantly, congratulations to the team. Because it does take a team. It's a team effort. More importantly, maybe that's not the right word. Also importantly, because you know it goes hand in hand. It's not, one's not more important than the other. They're both important. But the team is, you know, the team deserves recognition and acknowledgement because it do take a village. It do take a village. It does take a village. I just like to, I talk a little ghetto sometimes. It do take a village, you know. So thank you to the agents, the coaches, the physios, the managers, the trainers, the family, you know, whether by blood or whether chosen. Thank you for being there for baby boy and making sure that he is in a good position mentally, physically, emotionally to do what he needs to do. And it doesn't go without being seen. So yeah, I hope your ankle heals up real quick. And congratulations on another title. I think like by the time I've spoken to you, you've won like 3 different things. It's like the winning never ends. May it continue. May it continue. And I like the little blonde hair. Look, listen, I get it. I get it. I was blonde. I was pointing, too confrontational. I was blonde. How about that? I was blonde in 2016, almost 10 years ago. I bleached my hair here in New Zealand, and then I flew over. The first place I went to was San Francisco. What did he do? He went home, bleached his hair, platinum, white, blonde, and then went to where? San Francisco. So I was like, this is kind of funny. There's like a little bit of like a cute mirroring going on here. I like it. I like it. And yeah, you got to try these things with your look when you're young, you know? Like, yeah, I experimented a lot with my looks when I was younger. I grew my hair out. I bleached it blonde. I tried different things. You know, there are only certain things that you can get away with in your early 20s. Yeah, truly. Early 20s, mid 20s. There are certain looks, aesthetics, things that you try and that look really good at that age. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bleach your hair blonde, dye it baby blue, dye it this color, dye it that color. Give, you know, all of his fans, like, they want that kind of like coif JFK aesthetic and look. And listen, that's a great look, but you only have a limited window of time where you can experiment with your appearance and have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that window is now, that time is now. Enjoy it, have fun with it. Because when you get older, yeah, you can experiment and change with your looks and stuff like, but it's more like growing a beard. It's like, you know, like you just kind of, it's not that you grow out of it. I mean, I'm sure I could still like bleach my hair blonde and have fun with it, but it's just like, it's a different kind of thing. It's, when you're youthful, you got to do youthful things. I believe in embracing every age and stage of life as you get to it, and you're at that stage and that age where you should just, yeah, have fun with it, enjoy it. And yeah, I hope the ankle heals up nicely and quickly and you get ready for the end of year tournaments, you know, the Six Kings, Paris. What else is there? End of year tournament. Yeah, just like good luck. I'll be watching. It's starting to get busy. It's getting into crunch time for me. So I always do my best to watch. Hell, what am I saying? I will definitely be watching. Anyway, there's a long look. We're overdue for a long video. It's been a minute since I've spoken to you guys, and now that you've seen my crazy, I hope it hasn't driven you away. I believe that I'm a very valuable asset. I believe that. I believe that I can guide people in the correct direction because I have a very good intuition. and I don't just run off pure logic alone. Yeah. I got a sneaking suspicion, and I'll be the first person to say, I can't prove it. Can't prove it. That's what makes it the perfect crime. You can't prove it. This world, let me tell you, we're gonna win. Truth will win. Truth will win. It always does. It always does. Anyway, it's been an hour. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for making it this long. And yeah, I'll try to see you guys next week. I need to start and not stop. That's the thing, is like I get into practice of doing these and then I stop, and it's actually kind of hard to pick up again. This vlogging shit is like, you really gotta kind of keep a momentum with it. Content creation is like a momentum thing, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of what I'm trying to accomplish right now. So I love you guys. Thank you to my true folk out there that made it all the way to the end of this video. I love that. I love you. And I'll catch you on the flip side.